What's up? Welcome to a special edition of Wine School. I'm Mike, and Eric's not with us today because we're on location in Deadwood, South Dakota. We're about to drink some kick-ass South Dakota wine. Today's Wine School, by the way, brought to you by Newport Beach Pad. So if you're in the market for a vacation rental down in Newport Beach, check them out online, newportbeachpad.com. All right, so back to our kick-ass South Dakota wines. And I know that a number of you are thinking, there's no way. It's way too cold in South Dakota to grow grapes. And you're right, it is cold here. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that the cold in the winter actually really helps grapes. If you can get the grapes to go dormant during the winter time, then in the springtime, when bud burst happens and they start to flower and bloom again, those grapes tend to have a lot more power and energy contained within them. The challenge is getting grapes that can withstand the cold enough to make it to ripeness to get made into wine. And this is where genetic manipulation comes into play. So what a lot of people don't know is there's actually multiple species of grapevines. The most common Vitis vinifera are the grapes that we all know and love. It's the Cabernets and the Merlots and everything else, the European varieties. But there are a number of other Native American species, and also native to other countries as well, different species of the Vitis plant. And what folks have found is if you can take two different species and then cross them, what you'll end up with is a hybrid grape that has the best characteristics or can maintain the best characteristics of both different species of grapes. By the way, this should not be confused with a crossing, which is where you take grapes within a species, like two different species, or two different grapes in the vinifera family, like Cabernet Sauvignon is a crossing of Sauvignon Blanc and Cabernet Franc. So that's a crossing, it's not a hybrid. So what we have here is the local university has done a great job of coming up with some fantastic hybrid grapes that can withstand the South Dakota weather long enough to get ripe and then get pressed into wine. And these grapes are grown locally here in a few different areas, including right outside Sturgis. For those of you who ride Harleys, the next time you're going to a rally and you want to suck down some nice red wines, feel free to swing by Belle Joli Winery, which is where we're at today. Anyway, we're going to drink two wines with you today. We're going to drink a Marquette, and we're going to drink a St. Croix. And the St. Croix is actually blended with some California Cabernet, so it's not 100% St. Croix, but nevertheless, it is that varietal. So the Marquette, the first one we're going to drink, got a very, very interesting palate, very fruity, a lot of plum, a lot of blackberry, and I would anticipate that, and have not drank this yet, I would anticipate that this is going to be fairly acidic, just given the climatic conditions that we're in here in South Dakota. So let's give it a go and find out. Yeah, this is lovely. It's very, very fruit forward. A lot of blackberry, but backed up with some spice, some pepper. I almost get a little bit of ginger and white pepper on this as well. It's a great blend of fruit and spice. I quite like it. So that's Belle Joli Marquette. Moving on, we're going to drink the Belle Joli Saint Cab, which is the crossing I talked about a second ago of St. Croix and Cabernet. On the nose, this has got a lot of cherry on it. And a little bit of that Cabernet blackcurrant flavor as well. You'd expect that, given the blend. This one's got a bit more tannin on it. I'm assuming that's probably coming from the Cabernet, and it does have some of that jammy sweetness, which I am learning now could be associated with South Dakota varietals. So anyways, on location in South Dakota, thanks for joining us at Wine School. As always, we're going out with 30 seconds of craziness, so check it out. Later.